Sorry, my internet was just disrupted. I hope everybody is good out there. So today we're going to be talking about the astrology, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, but also anybody who could be struggling right now, who could be in a difficult position. Maybe you're feeling like life has got you down. Maybe you're feeling like everything's falling apart. Maybe you're feeling super isolated. I just want to let you know that, first of all, everything in life is temporary. What you're feeling right now isn't going to last. Okay, what you're feeling right now is going to change. If you're feeling good, it's going to change. If you're feeling bad, it's going to change. Life is impermanent. Okay, everything we're feeling is impermanent, but also especially if your relationships are being tested. Some of you guys, if you had a relationship that was on again, off again, and you know, this time during retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, if they don't come back, that could mean it's because there's better things out there for you. Okay, there are other relationships out there for you, and you're meant to leave that behind. So I thought we could do a general reading about leveling up vibration wise. Okay, a lot of you guys maybe you don't know what a spiritual awakening looks like, but a spiritual awakening can sometimes look like a mental breakdown. Sometimes it feels like the rug has been pulled out from under us. Sometimes it feels like everything's falling apart. For example, if you're meant to start your own business, you could find it very difficult to maintain careers or jobs, and that would be the universe's push for you to go ahead and start that. It is your opportunity to do what your life's calling is. If you find that your relationship is falling apart, it's now there's a lot of reasons that could be happening. One, it could be because you need to do the inner work. You need to make the changes. Number two, you're meant to be with someone else. You have a higher calling. Okay, we're not all on this planet. Hi, Adriana. We're not all on this planet to get married and have children. That would be the 1950s. Sometimes we're put here on this planet to do bigger things, to do greater things, to influence change. And I think a lot of us nowadays know. Sometimes you see the memes all over social media about, women being single and not having children, and how, a lot of people have different responses to that. It doesn't matter about gender. All I'm saying is that we have different ideas about success that don't always revolve around relationships. Hello, Walker. Sometimes we're put on this earth to make a change for the better, and sometimes it looks like our lives are falling apart. Okay, we're about to enter eclipse season. And if you know anything about a Mercury retrograde during an eclipse, it could be a lot of major changes, okay? The 1890 call to the new age. Yes, we're not all meant to be barefoot and pregnant and have children. We're not all meant to have families like that. If that's your jam, that's your jam. But that's why you shouldn't be judging yourself. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to anyone else. Your time on this planet is uniquely yours. And if you wake up in the morning feeling sad, feeling bad because you're comparing yourself, stop doing that. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to anyone else. But because we're hitting that eclipse season, things are changing rapidly in a lot of people's lives, and we're having major changes. Okay, and yeah, some of them are in relationships. Where all of our relationships, romantic or otherwise, are being tested. So what is it that you're really called to do during this time? Retrogrades are always a time of reviewing and assessing anything that you could have been doing around 2017, 2018. You could now be faced with that same challenge, that same situation, to review it, to go back to it, to fix it. Okay, and that can be anything. That can be picking up a hobby, that can be quitting your job, that can be a relationship, that can be bettering yourself, that can be taking classes. Whatever it is that your life in review, that you were doing around 2017, 2018. Now is probably the time between now and April 17th. With the Mercury retrograde, you're probably going to be reviewing that. And yes, if there was a relationship in your life, romantic, that was maybe on shaky ground, it, you know, might be the end of that relationship. Might be the beginning of a new one. So let's see what the cards have to say about anyone who could be struggling right now. And like I said before, if you're feeling like everything's falling apart, you're isolated from people, spiritual awakenings can sometimes look like mental breakdowns. And I'll say it as I've said it before, that I don't necessarily believe in mental illness. I think those are spiritual gifts. And sometimes you get visions from the fifth dimension or whatever other parallel universes out there that, you know, that's the other realm talking to us, communicating. That's divination. Let's see what the tarot has to say about this reckoning, this eclipse reckoning. Okay, so we have one card coming out, Four of Swords. Yes, so I feel like because there's two different retrogrades, a lot of us could be, our sleep could be perturbed. I was running wild in 2017, 2018, then bang, the accident. Yeah, so now we have to look at that period of time again. We have to review what's going on. For some of us, it's a slowing down period. It's a rest period with the Four of Swords. I sometimes see the Four of Swords as meditation. If it's not meditation, you're slowing down, you're resting. Because Mercury retrograde, things do slow down. It could almost come to a halt. And yes, here we go, reminiscing, 100%. This is why exes come back, because during Mercury retrograde especially, people start to, hi Lily, people start to reminisce about things from the past. And they think about things, and that can, sometimes you think about things from your childhood, but you're reminiscing, and that is kind of what brings people that you haven't talked to out of the woodwork. It's not always exes for retrograde. Sometimes it's friends or family that you haven't talked to in a long time. For me, it's been family I haven't talked to in a long time. Have been, you know, catching up with them. Slow down, catch up with people you haven't talked to in a long time. That's that energy. Page of Swords, being the student again. Being curious. There could be something that you were curious about, to learn more about, or just sometimes you're curious about other people and what they're up to. These two cards together, like I'm looking at my old friend from high school's social media account because I've been thinking about them. You know, that's just an example of this energy together. You're getting curious and you're reminiscing and you're slowing down. Haha, yeah, the accident didn't stop me. It slowed me down. Now you're picking up the pace. Okay, cool. Getting curious about life again. Being confused is another sign of spiritual awakening, because you're starting to question your reality. It's not a bad thing. And sometimes with the Two of Swords, sometimes there's something that we don't want to look at that's right in front of us. And now that can be, sometimes the Two of Swords talks about denial, being in denial. Like you don't want to admit to yourself that somebody's bad for you. You don't want to admit to yourself that you're procrastinating because there's something that you really don't want to do. You don't want to look at the truth. You have all the answers, but you don't want to see it. And it's preventing you from making a decision here because you're not being honest with yourself, or you're not looking at something. So take the blindfold off, take the band-aid off, be honest with yourself so that you can make that decision, okay? Whatever that is to you, that it can be anything. Three of Cups, reuniting with old friends. Some of you guys could be reuniting with old friends, but there could be something to celebrate here as well. Yeah, there's something to celebrate if you're making a change in your life, major changes, potentially, that's something that you can celebrate. We have the Seven of Pentacles, realizing that something is a waste of time. Yeah, that happens. That happens when you're evaluating your life, but also planting the seeds. Seven of Pentacles can be like, I'm putting all this effort in and nothing's coming of it. But the thing is, not, and this really depends because a lot of the times we're investing in something and we're not seeing the fruits of our labor yet because it takes a long time to sow the land. You have to be patient here, especially because it's a retrograde and things feel like they're slowing down. Two of Wands looking out into the future. I see the Two of Wands as e-commerce, as expansion, as like, how can I expand my business? It's like the Cyclops there. They've got the two heads. There's more than one way to skin a cat. What does that mean? That means that you can get creative with the things that you want to create in your life here. A lot of you guys, it could be a time for you to start an online business or something like that, especially with the Two of Wands. I almost always see it as e-commerce. If you're feeling left behind in life, once again, as I was saying before, never compare yourself. Never compare yourself to someone else. I was watching, I don't know if I can say his name right, Shanghai, I don't know, Shanghai, I have to write his name down, but he is just on YouTube, okay, there is this, I think he's a Buddhist monk, but he's a speaker. And today he was literally talking about, and all tarot readers will say this, especially with the Five of Pentacles, is that if you wake up and you feel like you're in lack, like you're upset because you don't have something, that is a mindset that you're creating. And you're going to find that if you get the thing that you were wanting, that you're still unhappy because it, you know, that the feeling of lack is a mental state of mind. And in fact, we were born with everything that we need. So instead of thinking, oh, if I had that sports car, I'd finally be happy. And then when you get it, you're still not happy. If you're just happy with yourself, then you can enjoy the sports car without attachment. It's not something that you need. You don't, you know, waking up and feeling grateful instead of coming from a place of lack. It's a profound way of being. And it really will make you feel more fulfilled at the end of the day instead of constantly chasing something, putting your happiness and attaching it to somebody or something else. Okay, I talk about this all the time on here. Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is this energy of this cutthroat energy, right? Look at, she's like on her knees and she's sad, and then they have like the pharaoh in the background. It's a self-sabotaging energy. It's this energy of, you know, stepping on other people to get what you want. The fives in tarot are generally struggling. So this is not an energy that you want to be in, but it's also a sabotaging energy. Some of us sabotage the things that we have because we want more, because we think that we don't have enough. That's the other side of that lack energy. And basically, when you're in that mentality of you see every opportunity as a stepping stone to get what you want, you'll see that the people who you're surrounded with are not authentic, are not genuine, right? You're going to be surrounding yourself with superficial people. So you don't want to self-sabotage what you have by constantly wanting more, or by, you know, stepping on other people. But also potentially, if it isn't you that's doing that, making sure that the people that you're surrounded with aren't just in your life because they want what you have or they're taking advantage of some way. Sometimes we sabotage ourselves by having people around us who don't genuinely value who we are, that they're just there because there's something that they're gaining from being around you. The Chariot. The Chariot, I feel like the Chariot and the Two of Wands is similar energy because it represents like a crossroads in life, like having to take the path on, you know, that you haven't chosen. What is that saying? Take the path less traveled. So in its, that is absolutely what a retrograde is in a sense, because we're reviewing things, but we're also making a choice of, are we going to stay stagnant? Are we going to continue to fix what we have? Which direction are you going in? It can also represent travel. Of course, you have to be careful traveling during retrograde. It can be kind of a scary time to travel. You have to make sure that you're reading all of the contracts, but there can be a lot of mishaps. So it's not advisable to travel during retrograde, but it can be done. The Chariot, being at a crossroads, wanting momentum. Sometimes, like I could see that with the Page of Swords and the Chariot together as like, I want to study abroad or some kind of major life change like that. Healing, the Temperance is healing. And I love that there's like I think that's like a Hindu god on here. I'm not sure what her name is. I look the pathless, a map with no direction. Okay. Well, certainly life can be that way sometimes. If you're not planning things, you just go. We have the Temperance. Yes. I don't think that this is spoken about a lot, but during this phase, during the retrogrades, because we're slowing down and we're re-looking at things, it can be a time of healing. It can be a time of healing, and also it's a reminder to not let your emotions get the better of you, because Mercury retrograde can be emotional, especially because we have the Venus retrograde with our relationships here. It can be very emotional. Okay, whoa. What else do we have for the collective? We have three different fives on the table. 555, if you're seeing 555, that is the angel number of change. And as I said before, on the 29th, there's going to be an eclipse on the 29th. And eclipses are major changes, major upheavals in our life that we have to deal with. So, and the Five of Wands, and especially because retrograde, it can be a time when we're having misunderstandings that can lead to arguments. So choose your words wisely. You always want to choose your words wisely, but make sure that you're explaining yourself clearly so that there are no misunderstandings, miscommunications, and unnecessary arguments. Hi, I just thought I can pop in for a bit. Yeah, hi, Isaac. We're just having some fun. We're talking about spiritual awakenings and Mercury retrograde. So yeah, so make sure that you're expressing yourself clearly to avoid misunderstandings during Mercury retrogrades, unnecessary drama, unnecessary fighting. But in saying that, there are still going to be conflicts that we can't be afraid of conflicts. There are ways to work through disagreements and conflicts without being petty and without, having unnecessary drama. That is the art of communication, is learning how to settle disputes and disagreements without having major blowouts, without being petty, and without, making someone feel bad about themselves. There is a way to do it, and I'm not sure that I've mastered it. I just know that it exists. Definitely not calling each other names. That can be helpful. Six of Wands. Everything that's happening during this period of time is meant to propel you towards success, right? The Five of Wands comes before the Six of Wands. And yes, you can have success can come out of this period of time. As I said before, everything is temporary. If you feel like the rug has been pulled out from under you, like everything is falling apart, now is the time to rebuild. It's time to change course, to pivot, and to rebuild, because you're meant for something else, right? Rejection is protection. That's in every area of your life. If you didn't get a job, it wasn't meant for you. A mature conversation is a mystery. It's not hard. You just have to express yourself without undermining someone and without insulting them or without calling them a name. You don't have to raise your voice. Gentle. Knowing that it's a safe place to share how you feel. Three of Pentacles. This could be a time when you realize that you have to work together with people to make something happen. And that can be hard because, as I said before, If you're working on a project with a bunch of people and you have disagreement about the direction that you want to take things, that can be challenging to move forward with having everybody else's opinion at play. Except here, I hear you and I understand. Yeah, 100%. Using that kind of language is helpful. Okay, you guys, I'm probably going to get out of here. Ace of Wands. Make sure that you're journaling and writing. I've been really bad about doing that. I haven't been journaling at all. But it is, I recommend it for everybody. It helps you reflect on the day. It helps you get in touch with your subconscious drives. The subconscious drives is the reason that you choose to do everything. It's the reason that you're attracted to your ex, okay? So to get in touch with that is to have a lot more control over your decisions, over your choices, and your urges there. Yeah. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get on out of here because I have to go brush my cat's teeth. But thank you so much for coming out. I hope that this reading elevated your consciousness in some type of way, shape, or form. Come out tomorrow for the free tarot questions live that I do for subscribers. And I'll see you all there. Bye.